My name's Don Eck. I'm the commander of the local DAV chapter in Northwest Oklahoma, Chapter 66. I have with me tonight, or today, with me is Mike McCauley, who's the coordinator for the local Toys for Tot this year. But first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the DAV. As we spoken last time, we talked about claims, and Mike, and he's one of our members also. He's one of our service officers, and he works mainly on Wednesdays, but I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help anybody who'd like to come down. There's a few items we have to go this year over. One of them is September 11th is coming up. We need to remember the fallen in reference to that. That's this Friday. On the 12th, the local organization, the Patriot Guard, is doing their yearly conference here in Enid. They are having a retirement of flags out at the wall. You're all welcome to come out to that. That's Saturday evening after 6:30. I'm sure they'd all like for you to come out and see that. September 19th, the DAV will be involved in the Cherokee Strip celebration. We'll be doing the parade this year. Once the parade is over, the DAV is sponsoring a poker run. We're going to do what they call it the beer, beans, and barbecue poker run this year. So we got a short route, but it's a good thing. It support all the finances from this. It's going to go towards area veterans and assisting their families. The chapter uses that money to help them out with like electrical bills, veteran aid, stuff like that. A couple other things to go on after that. It'll be the 26th. It will be the 26th, 27th. We'll be in Fairview at the Antique Tractor Show. So come out and see us on that. And then in October, we're going to be, the first of October, we'll be down in Watauga at the Cheese Festival. And would love for you guys to come down and see us there too. We do have several programs, new programs going on with the Christmas season coming up. If you know an area veteran and a family that need a little assistance for the Christmas season, come down and see us. We've got a grant that we're able to apply for and to help area veterans. The deadline, although, is in October the 22nd. So you'll need to get in contact with me at the chapter before then, so we can get the paperwork filed out, so we can get them put in for that grant. We also have a couple other things. We just went to Cleo Springs last weekend at the Watermelon Festival. We had a great time down there, got to meet a lot of good people, had a wonderful parade, and we all enjoyed that. As I had mentioned in the beginning of it, Mike McCauley is also a coordinator with the Toys for Tots. It's a good program that helps local families. Mike, I'll let you kind of explain that and everything, what you may need.
Okay, the Toys for Tots is county-wide. It's a national organization, but here locally, I'm the coordinator, and we're still located in the same location on 108 South Independence. And registration this year is going to start October 5th through November 15th. And the hours are going to be 10 to 5, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday it'll be 10 to 6. Some of the stuff, the papers and stuff, the IDs you need this year has changed. You must have an Oklahoma ID for the parent or guardian, no passports or green cards, proof of income, show local residence, utility bills, whatever have you, birth certificates, social security cards, and or student ID cards for each child. So you can come down and register, pre-register between October 5th and November 15th. The handout will not start until around the middle of December.
Are you looking for volunteers this year?
Yeah, we always need volunteers. Anybody wants to come volunteer, just you can give me a call. The number is 580-231-4209. And that's a separate line just for the Toys for Tots. So if you have any questions or anything, you just call that number and let me know what's going on.
And if you have any other questions around in reference to the IDs or what is required, I'm sure we'll have some type of flyer at the office at the DAV that you can come by and pick up and kind of give you an idea of what is required for that. That's a wonderful program. Mike's been doing that. How many years have you been doing that?
A long time.
A long time.
Just the coordinator spot. This has been my second year there. But prior to that, it was all volunteer running with Larry Wheeler.
It's a wonderful program. The kids really enjoy and have a good Christmas. Are you doing a toys run again this year with the bikes and stuff?
No, we're not going to do a toy run this year.
Okay.
No.
But if anybody's interested in dropping off some toys for the Toys for Tots, they'll have that box. It'll be sitting out in front of the businesses. And it's for the area kids. All the toys are used every year. Once we'll have one at the chapter. What type of toys should it be? Is it new toys or
any new unwrapped toy? Whatever you want to spend on it. Because the reason that we need to see to make sure because some of the toys people bring in or some of the games they have candy or something in like that. So those things we can't we won't give them out to the kids because we have no idea where the candy been or where it came from or anything else. Or it's not saying that somebody would fool with it, but it's just so be on the safe side. We just don't accept that.
I remember a couple of years ago they had the wooden trucks.
Yeah.
Somebody had made
we
some wooden trucks.
We still have some of those, the handmade wooden toy trucks. They're really nice. A lot of people just kind of look at them, and a lot of boys get into that. They'll take them for their boys and stuff, but they're really nice handcrafted toys. So if you have some handcrafted toys and stuff that you would like to donate, you can come by and donate those too, or just give me a call. If not, I'll come pick them up.
And again, it's a wonderful program. You know, the kids and for the families, kind of takes that little bit of a pressure off the mom and dad when it's, Christmas, you always want to give. And on the Christmas theme, in November, the 1st through the 11th, the DAV will be out there at the Golden Corral for our annual Golden Corral appreciation campaign. They are this year going to be serving the meal on Veterans Night on the 11th. There was confusion last year. They had decided to wait till the Monday after Veterans Day, and it kind of got confusing. So, but again, that's a free meal for the veterans, local veterans, to come out and have a free meal at the Golden Corral. Come out and see us. We'll have baseball caps, military items, military flags, civilian flags, stuff like that out there. So it's a good time for all. And like I said, we'll be there from around November 1st through the 11th this year. We're also, starting this week, we're going to start a raffle. We have the privilege of getting OU football that was signed by 3 Heisman Trophy winners. There's Jason White, Mr. Owens, and Billy Sims. Steve Owens, that's who it was, and Billy Sims. We will be raffling it off the final on the giveaway date will be on November the 16th. So if you're interested in getting a ticket for that, let us know. Come by any DAV member should have access to tickets. There will be 1 ticket for $10, 3 tickets for $20, and 6 tickets for $30. So it goes to area veterans and their families in reference to assistance. We're also going to be, after the first year, starting sponsorships in reference to people that would like to give towards our transportation fund, our general fund, our area veterans programs that we do, outreach programs, and also our scholarships fund. So we have a lot of opportunities that people can give to help out local veterans, and we do appreciate everything that we do get. Remember that we are a nonprofit organization. We don't receive any city, state, or federal funding whatsoever. We're only on donations. We're over 501c4, it's a good organization that does good things. We file claims for veterans. We assist the families and everything. And if you have some time and would like to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers to come down, help out, help some of the veterans with mowing lawns, picking up leaves. We've got some of that goes on. We've got programs where we're assisting veterans. We have now, today we're notified that we have an area veteran that's been living in his pickup. So we're in the process of getting him assistance and everything. So there's always a need out there. And if you know somebody or know somebody that needs help, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with that. I do want to make sure that we do remember that 22 veterans a month, or 22 veterans a day, 22 veterans a day, we lose to post-traumatic stress suicide. We need to remember those veterans. We need to make sure that we're aware of the problems they have. And if we know somebody, if you know somebody that is suffering from post-traumatic stress, or is just a veteran that's having issues, get in contact with us. I'm more than happy to go at least talk to them. We can get them appointed to the VA and get them a counseling. We can also get the family counseling. We're more than happy to do whatever it takes to help out the veteran and his family. And it doesn't have to be just local. It can be anywhere in the state or out of state. If you get us a name and number, we'll find somebody to help them out. Mike, you got anything else you'd like to?
No, that's all I got. Like I said again, though, for Toys for Tots, if you want to get a hold of it, it's 231-8429, and we're still located at 108 South Independence. So either give us a call or stop by and get your paperwork going. So come around Christmas time, we'll have everything in order, and then you just stop by and pick up all your toys.
And also remember that September 19th, our annual poker run down at the office, it starts at 9 o'clock. Registration starts at 9 o'clock. And if you're interested in riding in the parade with the DAV, I'm more than happy to have you down there riding in the parade. We will take, it doesn't just have to be motorcycles. We've had people in cars too, so more than happy to have you all come down, have some barbecue, spend some time, meet everybody. Just kind of a good old time.
Welcome back to Community Talk. I'm Sheila McHenry with the Garfield County Child Advocacy Council, and I have Pat Stevenson with me. She is a court-appointed special advocate with the CASA program, and we're here today in hopes of grabbing your attention about the growing problem within our community, and that's childhood abuse and neglect. We are reaching out to you to volunteer to make a difference in a child's life by becoming a court-appointed special advocate. Pat, let's talk just a little bit about the CASA program. You've been a volunteer for how long?
About 10 years.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how did you learn about the CASA program?
Well, I saw it in the paper.
Okay.
And I always wanted to kind of, help out doing that. So when I went, called the number, they told me to come by. fill out an application, and you have to be 21. Fill out my application. I was interviewed, and then once you pass a background check, they come. You have to take 40 hours of service, 40 hours of training,
Right.
and then you're appointed by a judge to be a CASA.
Okay. And
That's
how many
how.
cases have you had?
I've had around 6.
6 cases in the last 10 years.
The last 10 years, I've had 6. I took 3 years off of vacation.
All right. And what was your longest case?
The longest one, it ran about 10 years.
Okay.
Because she turned 13, so it was about 10 years.
Okay. And tell them a little bit about what CASAs actually do.
Well, once we're assigned to a case by the judge, we go and we gather facts, all the facts we can gather. We read court documents, read DHS documents, we write court reports, we do observations. We have a chance to voice our observations and our concerns about the children. That's basically what we do.
Right. And about how much time do you think that takes you in a month?
Well, it just depends on the case and how much time you want to spend, because it's volunteer, and if you spend an hour a day or if you spend an hour a month, you can pick your own time.
Right.
Really.
The average is usually about 6 to 10 hours a month. So if somebody had that extra time,
Right.
and wanted to make a difference in a child's life, that would definitely be worthwhile.
Correct.
And explain why we have CASAs.
Well, the reason we have sometimes the judges and the people that's working with the children, they just need an extra pair of eyes and ears that, can help gather facts. And so they have someone that's, neutral, and that's what we do. And that's, if they feel that case needs a CASA on that, just gather facts and extra set of eyes.
Right. Do you feel like the judge listens to you when you're in court?
Oh, sure. Yeah, they listen to us because we can see some of the things that they can't see, and we have concerns, and then we take it to the judge, and I feel like they listen to us.
Okay. And for the viewers out there, I'm just going to give you just a little bit of history about CASA. National CASA was established in 1977 by Judge David Sukup. He found a need in his community for child advocates. And then in Garfield County, the CASA program was established in 1997, and our first volunteers were actually assigned in 1998. Today we have over 946 CASA programs throughout 49 states. And Oklahoma actually has 24 CASA programs. In the last year, in 2014, Garfield County Child Advocacy Council served 99 children in 56 cases with court-appointed special advocates. So, and the numbers are rising every day. So we talked about the length of the cases, and how does your role differ from the other people that are involved on your case, such as like the DHS caseworkers? How does your role differ?
Well, our role different. One way, some of the parents look at us as not coming in to take their children away from them, so they'll open up to us and they'll tell us things. And sometimes if the children are old enough to talk, they can tell us things that they would request. Sometimes they have requests, and we can take them back to the judge. We can put them in our court report, and that's how our role is different,
And how often do
we see the children at least once a month, and we can see them more. And we visit with the parents at least once a month, and we just make sure we keep up with what's going on.
And do you get to talk to the foster parents as well?
We talk to the foster parents. Pretty much we talk to everybody that's involved with the child. We can talk to their counsel if they have counselors. We can talk to everyone that's providing services with the children.
Doctors, are you allowed to talk to the doctors
We
on
can
the
talk
case?
to doctors.
Okay. And you said counselors. Are there any other service providers that you can think of that we?
School teachers, we go to the schools and talk to the school teachers. We gather information. That's our main role, is to gather information that would, help with the case.
Right. And also, your role is making recommendations to the court. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so one of our recommendations in every court report that we write has to do with where the child is placed. If the child is placed, if you want that child placed back in the home with the parent, or if you want custody to remain with DHS.
Correct.
What kind of factors do you look at to determine your recommendations?
What we look at as CASAs, the main thing is safety of the child. That's the main thing. That's the first factor. We look at safety. If it's safe for them to go back into the home, and we look at the reason the situation that they were taken out of the home. So that's our number one factor, safety first, and then it depends on the situation, and then if the parent is, how far are they along with they have a treatment plan, and how far are they willing to help with that, if it's moving along fast or if they just kind of dragging their feet, So those are some of the factors that we look at, and we can tell if, we want to put them back in the home, or if we want to suggest. We don't do it, we recommend.
Sure.
That's how we recommend.
We recommend, and then the judge makes
That's
that
right.
decision. So, talking about safety of the child, let's also talk about the safety of the volunteer. You're going into homes and talking to different people. You're talking to the parents, and you're talking to the foster parents and service providers. Do you ever feel in your role as a volunteer that you've ever been put in danger?
Well, most of the time we're not, but if there's a situation that comes up that you feel like you're in danger, we always have our supervisors to rely on, and we can let them know that we feel uncomfortable. And if you feel uncomfortable about going into the home, or if there's something, you just don't feel right about going in the home, you can talk to your supervisor, and they can either go with you or suggest, give you suggestions what to do, because this is volunteer, so we don't have to go into the homes if we feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I had one situation like that, and I talked to my supervisor, and we just said, okay, we just won't go into the home, and because they don't want to, jeopardize our lives or anything, and so we do.
Right, yeah. We've had no casualties since the beginning of the CASA program.
Good.
And that's how we want to keep it. So our volunteers are our main priority. Their safety is our main concern. And so we do come up with solutions if there happens to be a situation where the volunteer might not feel comfortable or safe.
Correct.
So we do come up with solutions, whether it be meeting in our offices or meeting at the White House, just a couple of doors down where that's provided. We do try to come up with solutions for you
Right.
guys. So talking about supervisors and their roles, what all does your supervisor do for you?
Well, our supervisor, they help us write court reports. We meet with them once a month so we can go over our reports, and if there's any information that they want us to kind of look toward, focus on, like if there's something we need to write in their report about the parents or the children, they help us with that. They give us in-service every month. We have in-service with them. Like I say, they go to court with us. They help us write our court reports, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
And they just there for us if we need somebody to talk to about the case. If the case is getting, some cases get a little heavy or get a little, you might get a little. In the past, over the years, there's a case where you just don't understand these parents, and everything. So
Right.
we have our supervisors to talk to about that.
Okay.
So they're a big help.
All right. And also, let's remind everybody how to become a volunteer again. What you have to be,
Well, you
how
have
old?
to be 21 years age, and you have to fill out an application, and then you have to be interviewed about the supervisors, and then you have to pass background check. They do background checks on everybody, and then you sworn before the court, and the judge swears you in.
Right.
And then you good to go.
And then you also mentioned in-service. How many hours of in-service do we offer?
In-service is 12 hours a year, so that's an hour a month, and they have professional people from our community that comes in and do community in services for us. And every month we have something that we train on that's concerning, with our children or just different things, abusive, a lot of different subjects that the community, we have doctors, we have a lot of different people that come in, attorneys.
Right. What was the most interesting one that you can remember attending?
Oh, we had one where one of the attorneys came in and he did some role playing with us. And I was I was the parent, and he gave me a situation and what would I do, and then he just went, as he was the attorney, and that was enjoyment because he just real attorney, there you are, this is reality.
Right.
And if he talked to you like, make you all nervous and scared and stuff, he tried to do that. But that was the most important one that I like, one of them.
Okay. And so the trainings are presented by professionals within the community. Is that correct? Okay.
Professionals.
And as far as the classes go, the training classes, how long do they last?
The 3 hours, they're 3 hours on a Tuesday or a Thursday, one night a week. And then they have on a Saturday, one Saturday, you go from the beginning to the end. It's an all-day service, so you're trained on everything that you need to know about that you've had and you've been over through. So it's a long day Saturday, but then it's just 3 hours a night.
Right. Okay. And do you have any words that you would like to tell anybody that's considering becoming a CASA?
Well, I could tell them it's rewarding, and because I'm a person I work with children for 30 years. That's my background, and you have to have a heart for it. You have to have a love for children and people, because people are different. They have different values, different goals, and you can't be judgmental. So, but it is rewarding when you see the children are taken better care of, and that's what we want.
Absolutely. So every day, CASA volunteers help children replace their world of fear with ones of hope. Our volunteers are everyday people just like you and I. They're teachers, retirees, stockbrokers, construction workers,
realtors,
and even stay-at-home moms. And so through the work of a single caring individual, a child has a chance for a positive future. So when you think to yourself, when you guys out there are thinking, what can one person really do? In the case where it's a neglected or abused child, it's more than you'll probably ever know. If you've ever wanted to make a difference in a child's life, the time is now. So we're just asking that please consider becoming a CASA volunteer to change the life of a child into one from fear into one of hope. And so we're asking you to join us at our next training class, which is going to be held October 8th. And how you can do that is by coming down to 1002 East Broadway and picking up an application there. Or you can call the phone number 580-242-1153 and ask to speak to a supervisor. We'll get you the information, get you the application, the self-assessment, and we just hope that you contact us and help make a difference in a child's life. Thank you, Pat, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
We thank you for making a difference in a child's life, and we thank all the CASAs out there that are making a difference in a child's life. Thank you for tuning in and watching Community Talk.
Hi, I'm Bryce Donaldson, and this is Christiane Chase. We're both longtime members of the Gaslight Theatre, and we'd like to welcome you to this Gaslight Theatre section of Community Talk. We're here to discuss the upcoming show, which I'm very excited about, and directing. It's The Sting, based on the classic Paul Newman, Robert Redford movie, that won all of the Academy Awards in 1975, and is on lots of the best 100 movies of all time lists. So when I found this script for the play, I was really excited, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'm really, really pleased that Christiane Chase is one of my actors, and she, like me, has been involved in the, well, God, even longer than I have, haven't you?
Yeah,
Since you were a wee lass.
That's right. That's right.
And she adds something to every show she does. So, is this one of your favorite shows, like mine?
Well, I certainly loved the film, and I knew it was on the Gaslight season. Didn't think too much about it because I didn't really think there was anything, for me in it. All of the characters in the movie that I remembered were considerably younger, so I just happened to pick up a script one day. I was at the Gaslight box office, flipped through it, saw page 1, Mrs. Vanderkieft, a woman with memories, and I went, what memories? So read through to the end, went, oh yeah, I want to do this part. So it's Mrs. Vanderkieft functions kind of as a narrator. The script is very, very faithful to the film, but it's told more or less as a flashback. She's being interviewed by a young woman writer and telling her memories of the greatest con ever pulled in Chicago. So, delightful part, and I don't have to do anything except wear a pretty dress and a lot of jewelry and sit on a sofa all night. So, can't beat that.
No, you can't. We have several other longtime Gaslight actors involved. I know Dr. Daniel Washburn is playing one of the leads, and I'm thrilled to get him back on the stage again. And I know this was one of his favorite movies as well, so he's really excited to be with us. Daniel Johnson, who's one of the younger gentlemen in the theater, just reaching his age of majority, and God, he's a talented
He's
kid.
amazing.
Talented kid. He plays the other lead role and the Robert Redford role, and that kid just really throws himself into it and does an excellent job.
You know what fascinates me about both the film and the play, it's, I don't know, it's kind of quirky. It's the con men are the good guys. Think about it. It's like Professor Harold Hill in The Music Man, the smooth-talking swindlers who, they lie, they cheat, they steal, and yet these are all things that we law-abiding citizens say we most disapprove of, and yet we are rooting for them. We're cheering them on. We want them to succeed. We want them to pull off this con. So I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fascinating that you get this glimpse of this other society.
Yeah, it's almost a subculture.
Where it's just like 1,000 years ago when I was a kid. I spent a big piece of one summer working for a carny. And it's the same kind of a thing in real life, because there's a lot of things in traveling carnivals that are, especially the bigger ones, and probably more so
than the now. Yeah.
50 years ago, 45 years ago when I was doing it than now. But yeah, there was this whole culture of this is us, and we just do what we have to make a living, and the whole rest of the world is divided up into like marks, people you're targeting, and the law and everybody else who's on the other side,
Right.
So and this is, you kind of get a glimpse of in this movie, or in this play, you get all involved in this other culture, and the next thing you know, you're kind of like part of the culture.
They have a language on their own.
The fact that they're targeting somebody who's totally immoral. absolutely helps because, I mean, it's not too hard to root for them when the other side is
It's even worse.
immoral, yes.
Although, yeah, and I think the other thing that's kind of key is they never use violence.
Exactly.
They live by their wits, and they they get what they want by using their brains. There's maybe a little bit of a Robin Hood element. They only steal from the very, very rich, and they kind of, as you say, that the rich guy is not an admirable or likable character at all, and they take advantage of his greed. So they do have kind of their own code. They're very loyal to each other, and they take care of their own for the most part.
Yes, and it's fun to get glimpses of how that all actually worked. Their own terminology and their own processes and stuff, and you get all of these little glimpses of it, and that's what I enjoy in literature or movies or anything is to be entertained and get exposed to something, but yet learn a little bit as you go along. You know, see something that you've never seen before, and learn a little bit more about how a different part of the world or a different society lives. I mean, that's always fascinating to me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
although this isn't like some exotic other part of the world, it is its own individual society. Yeah, so it's
Sure
the whole
is.
thing is fun. We have several new people on the cast as well, and a huge cast. What are it, 26?
I lose count. I
yeah.
can't keep them all straight.
And even the 26, we have a lot of them doubling up
Playing
and playing
multiple
multiple
parts,
characters
yes.
because this play is, like you said, faithful to the movie, and of course movies are always able to use such a broad canvas that with 26 actors, I have several of them playing 3 different characters, and it's like a Shakespeare play, Shakespeare used to write for a cast of like 70, and this is right in there. So it's been challenging, but it's been a lot of fun. It's going to be an opportunity for the audience to kind of use their imagination, because of course with as many sets and scenes as we have to sketch it in and let you fill it in, but I think it plays really well. I'm really pleased with how it's turning out, and I know it's going to be a tremendously fun evening.
One of the most exciting things to me during the dress rehearsal period was the addition of the music, and we have a wonderful live pianist, Danny, I've forgotten her last name. She played Desdemona in Othello. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, she's a fabulous pianist, and she's playing the Scott Joplin ragtime music live on the set.
Yes.
So that just adds so
funny.
much.
And
it's quirky, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's kind of sassy, and it
and the piano on the stage, I like that.
Absolutely.
It all ties the whole thing together, and the music is such an iconic part of the movie that it really adds to the experience. So. And let's see. So in addition to our show, there's a number of other things coming up this year.
Yeah, this is the season opener of our 2015-2016 Gaslight season, and we are a very, very active community theater. We got a full slate of productions, something for everyone.
I think we are the busiest theater in the state.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, we got that commendation from the Oklahoma Arts Council. What was that, last
That's
year or
right,
the year
yeah.
before? And I think we've added
Theater
another
of the
show
year.
since then. Yes. Well, let's see. There's coming up after ours, they're going to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And their auditions are coming up.
I think they're next week.
Next week.
20th, 21st,
Yeah,
or 21st,
so
22nd. So
if
check the
you've-
website or the
If
box
you've ever
office.
sung along with that and thought you'd like to try it on stage, now's your chance.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a ball. The performance dates on it are going to be October 23rd through 31st.
And I think there's a midnight show on Halloween.
Oh, I think there is,
yeah,
too.
Cool.
Yeah. that's going to be a lot of fun.
Very different.
In the audience or on stage.
Yeah.
And then Janet Jones is directing Taffeta Christmas, which is a musical Christmas show.
Yeah, it's four female singing group from, I think, 1950s era. Kind of like, I don't know if you remember, a number of years ago we did a show called The Four Plaids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is kind of the female
that ought to be
equivalent of
fun.
that. Yeah, so a lot of familiar, fun music from the period, and knowing Janet, it'll be some very well done music too.
Oh,
so.
I'm sure. And then in January, we're doing Tuna Does Vegas. And for those of you who come to the theater quite a bit or know a lot about the theater, the Tuna shows are all their own thing. It's two actors playing 18
many parts,
different roles or
Who
20
knows?
different roles. And
The residents of Tuna, Texas. Yeah.
we have just knocked it out of the park on those shows in the last couple we've done. They are tremendously entertaining. Oh, and then your show,
That's right.
Murder for Two, our
Murder
dinner
for
theater.
Two. Very excited about that. It's a brand new show. It is a murder mystery where there's a victim, there's one detective, and 10 suspects. And all of those people are played by two guys who also sing and play the piano. So it's going to be a real challenge, and I can't wait.
Yeah, well, I can't sing and I can't play the piano, so I guess.
So I guess you'll have to be a waiter this year, bro.
I guess I'll have to be a waiter, yes. And then Mr. Puppet rides again in March.
An original script by another one of our talented young people, Chandler Jackson.
Jackson, yeah, and he did his first Mr. Puppet show last year, and it was
As
it
a
was
special
wonderful.
production. It was very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite the kid.
He is,
He
yeah.
impresses me. And he got a scholarship to go work with the Sesame Street
Yeah, with the
puppeteers.
Muppets, yeah.
Last year with the
Yeah.
Muppets. Yeah, he's a talented kid. And then in May, Calendar Girls.
Frank Baker's directing that one. Should be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, a
So,
story of, I guess based on real life, where
I think so, yeah.
some not young ladies in a garden club decide to do their own calendar as a
Yeah,
fundraiser if somebody
that's
gets
right.
sick or something like this. Sounds like a wonderful show.
And they're very talented teens. We have a wonderful teen organization.
Oh, we do.
They're
And
doing Shakespeare in the Park
They
this
are.
season. All on their very own, so that is awesome.
I'm really excited about that for two reasons. One, I think they'll just knock it out of the park, and it's great for them to expand. And two, I don't have to go down there in the heat. I didn't say that. No, I love Shakespeare. I have always loved it, but it's certainly the air conditioning doesn't work very good down there.
It does leave a little to be
But
desired.
it's a great venue to sit on the side of the hill, watch Shakespeare in the park. I always have a good time, and I'm really looking forward to the kids doing it this year.
And it's free.
It's free, and we have such amazing, talented kids anymore coming through our theater. It's just it never ceases to amaze me. Lots of
Very
talent
true.
around.
And then next summer, the big one.
Yeah, Rent.
Our good friend Jason Maley is directing Rent. This has been a dream of his for a long, long time, and is very excited about it. It's already generating a lot of buzz around town, so that
and it's a big show.
it's a great show. So we're very, very proud to bring it to Gaslight.
So back to the important thing, which is my show.
Yes.
The
Lest
heck
we
with the rest
forget.
of them. Yes. So The Sting is going to be on stage starting this Friday, the 11th. It'll be the 11th, 12th, and 13th. The 13th is Sunday. It'll be a matinee on Sunday. Showtime's at 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. And then next week, it'll be on a Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. And then Friday and Saturday will be 8 o'clock curtain times. You can call the box office or go online and buy your tickets online and pick out your seats and everything, just like we were up there.
GaslightTheatre.org. You can look at a seating chart in real time, choose your seats, and print your tickets, and that way you skip the line at the box office and you just go right on in.
Yeah, call Mitch at the box office. It's 580-234-2307.
2307. Yeah.
So, come see The Sting. You will have a wonderful evening's entertainment. We've been entertained for 8 weeks putting this thing together, and we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, we hope to have good audiences for this one. I think it's one that folks will really be talking about.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope people who love the movie will come see the live performance.
Yeah, and even a lot of our younger actors, I think, didn't even know the movie when we first started rehearsal, so it was like a revelation for them. You don't have to you certainly don't have to have seen the movie to enjoy the play. I think it's...
So, we'll see you at the theater.